Hey, so last time I was talking to Tom the solicitor, good lad. We talked about the legal aspect of buying a property. Today I'm going to be talking to Ciarán, who is a chartered building surveyor. He's going to take me to an old house. He's going to talk to me about, you know, what to look out for when you're buying an old house, some of the things to consider. So let's go. So I'm on my way to meet Ciarán, but the problem is that I'm actually really bad at directions. He gave me directions and now I don't know where I am. Right, I'm gonna do a quick U-turn. Ciarán, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Brian.
We're here at an older property today. What is the importance of getting a chartered building surveyor?
You're looking at buying a property that you don't know anything really about other than what you see on your initial viewing. So prior to signing any contracts, you'd like to get a chartered building surveyor in to inspect the property, see if there's any issues there that will cost you money in the first instance. So today, what I'll do with you is review what I'm looking for in the property and maybe what you could also look at on your initial viewing.
Good stuff. We'll go take a look.
Perfect. So the fireplace.
Yeah.
Fantastic focal point for the room.
Yeah.
Surveyor will be looking at any issues with the fireplace now, whether it's a gas fire or an open fire as we have here. What are the particular problems with it? So safety is a key thing. So is the fire backing good, the throating good on the top of the fire itself? So fire gathering and the throating and then the fluid itself wants to be, you know, checked.
Yeah.
We're limited in what we can do on this visual inspection, so you look for a specialist to come in and inspect the flue. So if that requires sweeping it and having a CCTV camera put up the flue.
Yeah. Okay, so if you find damp, what can you do?
This is the external wall here, and we can see there's an obvious issue with damp coming across. Now, this particular property externally has a higher ground level, and that could be a good indication of what's going on here. So the surveyor will come in, they will test the wall for moisture content, so they'll be looking at it in a sort of a grading of a low, medium, high. If it's low, it might not seem as a particularly significant issue, but what they would do is say, okay, what are the ways of dealing with this problem? Whether it's a heating regime and better ventilation, or if you need more significant work, chemical injection or maybe electroosmosis. Floors, you've got to stand on something.
Sure.
So on the upstairs floors you might find it's a timber joisted floor with timber boards, and you may be looking for any excessive spring in the floor to indicate there's a failure occurring.
Right.
On the ground floor you might have concrete floor or a suspended timber floor. In this property we have a floor which is a suspended timber floor, so ventilation of the subfloor area is needed to prevent rot occurring to the timbers. So you would look for those types of things of any failure and maybe vents missing or anything like that. So we have the roof above us. The roof obviously is useful for keeping the rain out.
Sure.
All the other elements. So a surveyor will come and look at the type of roof it is, so be it a pitched roof or a flat roof, and what type of finish is on that. So what's the condition of it and any problems with it. So with that, you know, insulation levels within the actual roof space. So they will get into the attic space if access is there. The surveyor is going to look for any problems with the roof timbers, any issues with woodworm or any damp ingress that's causing rot to the timbers. Likewise, insulation, just to check its condition and any ventilation up there.
You mentioned their insulation. I mean, how important is insulation when it comes to an attic?
With attic spaces, insulation depth is quite important to make sure you have sufficient amount to prevent that heat rising and escaping quite quickly.
Sure.
Also, the other issue in the attic space would be ventilation, and to make sure that it is reasonably vented because moisture rises up through the building as well. With the windows themselves, you look at the material that's used, so depending on the type of material depends on how well they perform, and also if they have single glazing, double glazing or even triple glazing.
That's a thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely, it's great thermal performance. Surveyor will walk around the house and have a look at the general finishes, what are the ceilings like, the walls, internal doors, what's going on. This particular property we can see there's a leak which is obviously coming from the roof above. So your surveyor will assess what's going on, give you recommendations how to deal with that.
Outside, what should people look out for?
Well, your surveyor will come and look at the house and see what issues there are. If you're reviewing the property yourself, you might see there's cracks in the building. The surveyor can come in and see what the issues are with the property, and if there's problems with ingress of damp or anything like that. Structural cracks might indicate movement, so problems with foundations perhaps. So they'll be able to assess what's going on, but may recommend further monitoring to complete that. Also, below ground drains and drains serving the upper floors. What condition are they in? Obviously, it's a visual only survey.
Sure, yeah.
And what they can see, maybe if there's problems there, they can alert you to what they are. But we'd always recommend to get a CCTV drain survey completed prior to purchase.
Ciarán, thanks so much. You give me a lot to think about and a lot to look out for.
Yeah, no problem. Obviously, today is an example of the level of a survey that would be completed on an older property. So it's quite important to have an inspection completed on other properties that are unique in their own nature.
Okay, and if somebody wants to get a chartered building surveyor, where should they go?
The Society of Chartered Surveyors has a list of surveyors that you can search from there.
Good stuff. We'll step out.
Excellent.
Cool. So, I'm back. Ciarán was great, gave me a lot of things to think about and a lot of things to consider when it comes to buying an older property. Here's a few of my takeaway points. Prior to signing any contracts, get a chartered building surveyor in to inspect the property. Only use a reputable chartered building surveyor. You can find one on www.scsi.ie. So that's it for today. Next time I'm going to be talking to Joe Lavelle, who is a snagging inspector. We're going to be checking out a new property. I don't really know what snagging means, but I guess I'll find out. So I'll see you next time.